Evening. First of all, a great weekend for racing in Nashville with the Big Machine Music City Grand Prix. How about a big round of applause for everything that's happening there? Truly a spectacular event that has grown into a legendary event here in Nashville. And I know Matt and everybody behind the scenes, Mr. Cruz over there, is working so hard with an amazing team. But we have an amazing team here to make something special and a little piece of racing history of our own here at the Big Machine Distillery here tonight. So will you please make welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the Executive Vice President of the Big Machine Distillery. Please welcome Mr. Mark Borchetta.
Wow, there are three people in the room tonight who know how to pronounce my last name now. Myself, Sean Barr, and Mario Andretti, who says, yes, I always call Scott Borchetta. I said, hey, that's cool. But to really start off on a fun note here on that is that this is such a great event for us, and it's such an honor for Scott and myself and the whole Borchetta family. You know, when Matt Cruz, who works so diligently to bring the Big Machine Music City Grand Prix to life. Well, he brought the Music City Grand Prix to life. Then Scott and I have been lifelong racers, and he said, you know, this has got to be our race. I said, of course. And, you know, the success that Scott has had here in Nashville and worldwide, it just made such sense for us to come and partner up. And all of a sudden somebody said, you know, IndyCars raced here in 1911, and here's a photo of them at the fairgrounds. We're like, really? Well, I think that's proof enough that we should do a bourbon. And so we said, hey, let's do a Borchetta Bourbon. It's the first thing we've ever put our name on in the distillery. And all this juice, for all of you experts in here who are much smarter than me about spirits, this is juice that we've made in-house. All of my friends, retailers, and distributors here. None of this is sourced. This is all made right in our 250-gallon pot still right here, and our 500-gallon pot still down in Linville. And our team got together, and we absolutely picked the very best juice. Well, I pick it. And I taste every barrel that gets bottled, and Kylie just burns my throat after a while because we leave this all at cask strength. And it is single barrel. And so this is pure, this is our pure juice, and we're so proud of it. And so the first year, I had no idea what to do with this, and I went to my designer, David. David, where are you? You're shooting here, son. He's in the back. Everybody give a hand to David, because I said, I don't know what to do with this. And he said, I got you. A week later, what are you gonna do with this? I got you. A week later, David, what are you gonna do with this? And what does he do? He goes, well, 1911, first Indy 500, iconic car, first Borchetta Bourbon, iconic bourbon. I put the Marmon Wasp on the top. And I'm like, damn it, I've been upstaged by a guy who's not even a racer. And so when I went to Scott, I said, guess what David did? We got the Marmon Wasp. He's like, we don't have the rights. He said, you are on the board at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, go get the rights. So we did, and tied in, and how proud we are to now, second year we went to a car that Scott owns, which is the 1972 Unser Eagle. And that was the first car over 200 miles an hour on a closed circuit. So that was pretty dang cool. And it was neat because we put photos of us growing up racing and how neat that's been for us. And once again, Kylie brings me all his juice. And probably Cameron's right there, my executive assistant, who I can't get by without. And we're sitting there drinking, tasting, and my notes apparently are their bedtime reading going, he said what? He called this an effing blah, 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 blah? No, Mark did not say that. So they both, Kylie and Cameron, have copious notes on everything that I've tasted for all these years, and all these 3 years. So both bottles did so well. And for those of you, again, our partners in bourbon and spirits who have invested in this, the first year we only made 1,000 bottles, and they went so fast. And I'm like, Scott, we got to put on the brakes. Second year, I said, we'll go up to 2,000 bottles, and we'll put on the brakes. This year, I said, Scott, we got to get going on this. We've got two iconic cars, the Marmon Wasp. That got entered in awards and went double gold and gold medal for the juice. How cool is that? Then we do the 2022. Enter an award, wins gold for the juice. another iconic car. So we got to top this. And he goes, I think I said to him, will you go to Mario? And we did not go to Zach Brown. We went to Mario Andretti. And so he goes, Mario is in. I said, are you kidding me? We've got Mario effing Andretti on our bourbon? That's the cool thing about being Scott's brother. If I don't know somebody, he does. And trust me, I don't know that many people, and he knows everybody. So when we said Mario was in, David went to work immediately. Kylie went to work immediately to get everything done, and she's feeding me all this bourbon that I got to taste. And this juice is some of my favorite. Some of these things have started to come to life after 8 years, 6 years, 5 years. And we just hope you guys love the experience. Can't believe that you're all here supporting. It's so great. Bye, Matt. Thanks for staying. And Mario Andretti can stay, but not Matt Cruz. So before we get to the GOAT in racing, we're going to get to the GOAT of Nashville, my brother, Scott Borchetta. And he's going to come up here and talk about everything. He's CEO of everything. He's the GOAT of everything. Oh my gosh, even my local distributor actually showed up. How amazing is that? Wow, now I know we've really made an impact when Nick shows up. I mean, Zach Brown, Mario Andretti, but Nick Lambert, whoa. All right, enough of this. I'm filling time, Scott. I have stories galore, but if I get into them, I'll be up here all night, and Scott will never get a chance with the microphone. All right, brother. Love you.
I love it. You walk around.
Hi. It's great to see you. And for me personally, it's great to be anywhere. So welcome to the Big Machine Distillery. And as Mark pointed out, today's such a special day. We really kick off the Big Machine Music City Grand Prix today. And for the release of our third bourbon honoring Mario Andretti is beyond cool. I mean, I'm gonna name drop for a minute and just be a total fanboy, because I got to have breakfast with Zach Brown this morning, and we had a great visit and just talking racing with all my friends. It's so much fun. Then we were over at the track, caught some practice, and then got to pick up Mario from the airport, take him over to see the Bat Cave, and see some of his old suits. You know, I have Mario's rookie suit and helmet. I've got, you know, different racing memorabilia, and he's such a fan. And I think all of us who have this DNA, you know, we can just talk for hours about this stuff. And it's just been a magical day. And to have Mario come in specifically to come and hang with us today has just been fantastic. So I'd love to bring up the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Please welcome Mario Andretti. Yes. Hey, buddy. Good, thank you. Okay. What do we do now? So we're going to talk for a second, but first off, again, thank you. This has just been a great day. There's the last guy that put you in a race car, I believe.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah. You know, that's what dreams are for. You certainly checked off one of them.
So,
Zach.
you know, Mario and I have talked a lot about this race and this race weekend and the importance of making these events and raising the bar continuously. And he's been so in on so many things. And there's times where I bounce ideas off of him. You know, we were talking about the track the first year. And I was talking to a couple drivers, and Mario comes up, and do you remember what you told him?
Get on with it. I mean, it's equal for everyone. Obviously, it's somewhat, you know, drivers always complain about bumps, this and that, excuses. You know, so just get on with it. It's lovely, and I tell you what, it really is. I mean, this is spectacular in its setting, but also, you know, it's a tremendous challenge as well to deal with everything that's thrown at you. So, but that's a characteristic of every street course, because again, you know, it's a street course. It's not a regular racetrack, and anybody can drive well on a smooth track. It's how you master what is thrown at you. Obviously, all of the surprises that you get during the battle. And personally, I always really actually I enjoy those challenges because psychologically it almost makes you feel that if you embrace that, you try to conquer it, to give you even the psychological advantage, and maybe it's real. But it's a good thing. So, but anyway, to be here in Nashville, it's so awesome. The news about this being the last event of the year, the championship year, and having the championship banquet here, it's awesome. Mark, I mean, this is really a great thing for our series. It's just proper, and this event is really an event, because everything it has to offer. I'm looking even at the race schedule for one thing. I mean, that's a bang for the buck, man. I don't think you're charging enough. Number one, for tickets. But,
He said it, okay?
Yeah, you have concerts. You have something for everyone. So, and that's what really creates that energy that the city actually has. You can see it just walking on the streets. So, we're better than this. So, I think that's a wonderful thing. I think it's a big plus for the IndyCar series for sure.
And one thing I love about street races is you don't get to test. You got to show up and get it on. You have 2 practice sessions, you qualify, and you go. So I think it really shows the great racers who can come in and adapt immediately, figure out what the track's doing, and go.
Adapt, that's really the key word, obviously. And I always say, you can't leave anything on the table. You have to have that controlled aggression. Here again, if you don't come in with a white wall on the side of your tires, especially when you're qualifying, you didn't go fast enough.
Well, and Mario, you need to tell them your great saying about you're not going fast.
Oh, well, I actually, we're writing the editor was with me writing the last book that we did, when I was retired, and he said, Mario, explain to me qualifying. I said, if everything seems under control, you're just not going fast enough.
There it is. There it is. Yes. So, Mario, this beautiful Lola out here, I know you had great success in it, national champion car, and I know you run a lot of great races in this car. Almost won the 500 in it, in the spin and win year. And do you have any specific memories about? Because a driver never forgets their wins.
Well, that's the point. That I'm always asked. I said, "What is your favorite car of all time in your career?" I said, "Every one that I could win a race with." So, and that's a fact. It's no matter how long you're in the business, you never win enough. So every win is so precious. And any car that I can tell you exactly every aspect of that particular day. When you win races, and we won several that season, obviously, and again, so because of that, that's my girl. I could kiss her.
Zach and I were talking this morning about the cars that we both collect. And Zach, you don't mind if I share this with the team? Every car in his collection has won a race. And so that's how important that DNA is. You don't forget your wins. And they should always be celebrated. Obviously you want to win the Indy 500, but a win is a win. And it never matters how you got it, because there's wins that get taken away from you. On occasion, somebody's going to blow it on the last lap and you get it, but at the end of the day, the history book shows that Mario won again.
Win is a win.
That's right.
Any questions for Mario? Well, you got him. Yeah.
How did you get so tall?
When are you moving to Nashville?
Why am I not living?
When are you moving to Nashville?
Oh, when? Oh, yeah, as soon as I can find a house.
Good luck.
Of all your wins, if you had one special, which
What's the most special one you've ever had?
Everyone.
Yeah. Every
Everyone
win.
who wins, wins a win. Like I said, it's hard to really, actually, going back at the first real, world-class race that I ever witnessed in my life. I was 14 years of age, and I was the Italian Grand Prix in Monza, and that's really that's where my dream began about becoming a race driver. The mold was cast then. There was no more plan B, if you will. And two things what happened there. I won 2 races there, sports car race. I also won the Italian Grand Prix, 77. In 78, I clinched the world championship there. So if I'm going to actually select one event per se, from the desire that I had and how to complete my dream, that's it, I suppose.
Yeah, Mario, I think one of the greatest statements I've ever heard from you, yes, absolutely deserves a round of applause, was what you said today, that if you're complaining about the track, just get out there and race. You have raced every legendary track. The highlight of my career for racing was calling an Indy race at California Speedway for 8 years. I was the track guy, and it was just so thrilling to see these.
Change a bit, by the way.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Sorry.
But here we are now in Nashville, and we were here with the very first race. You've seen this track change a little bit. Which do you prefer? Because you've raced the oval tracks, the super speedways, and you've raced all over the world on the street. Which do you prefer? Is there one over the other?
Well, actually, I embraced street racing, which, actually, back in the late 70s, some of the traditional, even in Formula One, street courses that were happening, except for Monaco, they were all disappearing. And all of a sudden, here we have Long Beach. We got Mr. Cook, that along with Dan Gurney, that they thought of the idea of bringing an event at Long Beach. And I said, how crazy is this now? Where it was fading away, and all of a sudden it became a marquee event.
Exactly.
So again, the opportunity to drive at any of the street courses that I've been, had the opportunity to drive in, for some reason I just embraced that because of the specialty of it. Like I said, you don't have room for mistakes.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, to be able to be precise and still be fast, that's an awesome challenge. And for me, I prefer that, over a circuit that, if you miss the corner, yeah, no problem, take it right, come right back. The real challenge isn't there. All you do is you're going to get a penalty, but the penalty here is that you're going to bend something, and you're out of it.
That's it, you're done.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad you brought up Long Beach, because I grew up in Southern California as a kid, and we watched that race start and then grow into what it was, and to be a nationally syndicated guy, a radio guy in Los Angeles, and to race in the celebrity race and to experience a little bit of what it's like to be a race car driver. I hold the record, and you hold millions of records. I mean, you're the GOAT, so we all know that. My record is going backwards into a wall at 90 miles an hour and getting the car on 2 wheels. And ESPN played it 19 times. I'm sure you've seen some of those opportunities where, do you go back and you see some of the things that have happened to you over your career and you say, how did I get through that, and how did I make it here? And here we are, you just keep going and going?
I don't dwell on negatives.
There you go. Love that. Perfect.
I forget very quickly about those moments, and that's a fact. And so again, if you see it on Wide World Sports, it's, oh, that's me. But other than that.
Now the positive of that was it was a front wheel drive, so I thought I was just going to sit there, and I just cranked it up, and off it went, and the crowd went nuts. So that was a positive. I got beat by Crystal Bernard. Let's go back a few years. But it's so great to have you here. You are the GOAT. You're racing on the streets of Nashville. You get to be out there driving the car and experience and teach these guys
You know, look, just get out there and do it. This is a great track. You have proven that by going around and setting the standards. So they know what they're getting into. And any advice for some of the guys this weekend?
Just go flat out, man.
Let's go flat out.
Flat out, don't hit anything.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, he is the GOAT. This is Mario Andretti, the greatest of all time.
So, in a little bit here, you're all going to get to taste a sample of barrel number 1 and bottle number 1 from this year. So that's going to be pretty cool. Before we do that, you know, Mario, you get all of a sudden a call from Scott, who you've known for a while, and he says, hey, will you be on our Borchetta Bourbon? And like you say, Borchetta Bourbon? He says, no, Borchetta Bourbon. What went through your mind?
Yeah,
Because this is so cool for us.
It's amazing he doesn't know how to pronounce his own name.
I'm never going to live this down, by the way, but it's worth it, Mario, just to be up here with you.
But he does. He knows.
But what went through your mind when he asked you about this?
Oh, it was quite an honor because, you know, I saw that release that they had for Indianapolis, and I obviously was nice enough to send me a bottle of that. And then I see that he had the answers, you know, in the second release. And I said, well, how nice then? He said, well, we'd like to have you next. I said, well, it's about time, man.
I tell you, sometimes you just get no respect.
No, that's awesome, yeah. It's quite the tribute. I'll take it from.
That's so cool. Have you opened the other bottle? Have you tasted this?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
All right. See you guys. All right. From my bourbon people out here, or racing people, any questions about the spirit? Any questions about availability of it? Any questions about the lovely ladies who are going to pass you out a sample? How did you get out there? Damn. You guys watch Suits? Donna and Donna here? Okay. Oh, we're good for taste. I don't know about you guys. Okay, what is this barrel? I don't know. Oh, I have to see which one this actually is that you open. It's bottle number 1. Oh, the barrel should be right here. Thank you, my people who actually. 821. This is actually just over 50 months. Okay, but it's my red corn. Kylie,
Cheers.
Are we supposed to wait?
So we do 3 different colors of corn that we distill. And one of the great things about this for all of you is we get all the corn right here down south, about 60 miles from here, 5 miles from our distillery. So this is true Tennessee bourbon that you're working with here. And the red corn comes out with a sweetness that I fell in love with a few years ago. And so now I get to choose every year between red, between white, and between blue. And so, as a result, I wanted barrel number 1 apparently to be a red corn. That's what Kylie picked for us tonight. So, any questions about Nashville? Any questions about anything else? On this one, I believe. Let's see, 122. This is, oh boy. Okay, you guys, be ready. This is 128 proof. But here's what I always hear from people. Okay, where's mine? Can't get to the toast, I don't have mine.
Behind you.
So, but this is going to be really smooth. Oh, thank you, honey. Great mouthfeel. Lovely nose. And you guys ready to cheer and toast to Mario Andretti? And to our 2023 Borchetta Bourbon?
Yeah!
And here's to a badass Big Machine Music City Grand Prix. I think that's smooth. For 128 proof. You're already drunk, that's why it's smooth.
I gotta have one of these glasses.
Wow.
All right, everyone. So that ends this part of the talk, and we want to thank all of you for being here. We've got several of my sales staff. We've got retailers here. We've got distributors here. Of course, you can buy this right here tonight, and you can also get it in many locations throughout Nashville and Indianapolis. Highly allocated. You can go to the website to find other locations where it is. Thanks all for being here.